Alright, so this movie has been out for a while now, so I'm putting a huge spoiler alert. Watch at your own risk. Okay. The Maze Runner! The Maze Runner is, yet again, another young adult fiction book. Or should I say series? Or should I say book? Young adult book converted into a movie. And I don't know why, but it seems like the bad guy is always dressed in white. You know, it's not like when you were a little kid and all the villains had dark clothes or horns. Or maybe that's just Satan. Kind of like white represents order. These books are sticking it to the man. Teen angst. It's like teen angst. So the movie starts out with Dylan O'Brien in some sort of elevator coming up from the ground. And he appears in this place called the Glades. The Glades is like this lush green area surrounded by these walls that are about 100 feet of concrete with vines coming down and lots of hormonal boys. Seems like when you're inside of it, all is good and well, but beyond the walls is the maze, hence the title. And now we have our movie. Thomas, played by Dylan O'Brien, always seems to question the status quo from the get-go. On the flip side, we have creepy eyebrows guy. Sorry, I just couldn't stop focusing on those eyebrows. They were just like, yeah, just no good. Those people are always evil in movies. He was played by Will Poulter, and he did a great job being such a tool. But he was comfortable in their little green prison. So naturally, he and Thomas would always butt heads. Now, the maze was a place that would only be open during the day. During the nighttime, the gates would close. During the daytime, they would send runners to map out the maze. And they were called the Runners. How original. The turning point of the movie was when two runners were coming in late, right before the gates were about to close. Now the director did a great job building up to this moment, and that scene was really intense. The Asian runner was carrying the other guy, and the gates were slowly closing. You have the crowd cheering them on, and you look at Thomas. I mean, you know he's gonna run. And then he runs in to try to do I don't know what. And the Asian runner turns to him, I can't remember his name, but he turns to Thomas and he's like, "Congratulations, you just killed yourself." And they built up to that moment perfectly. The supporting cast did a really good job because they seemed genuinely frightened about this maze. And we don't know what's in there. And then when the Asian runner says, "Congratulations, you just killed yourself," you could really feel the weight of what Thomas did. And as an audience, you were left thinking, he is gonna die. Dead as a doorknob. Then they were attacked by these cyborg spider thingies called grievers. And to be honest, those scenes were also really intense. And the way they just shot and edited those scenes was really good because it was genuinely really scary. And even though the CGI wasn't the best, those scenes still kept me on the edge of my seat. It was actually really impressive because this movie had a really small budget. And even though the budget was small, it was still a sharp looking movie. Compared to the other young adult books that were converted into movies, Maze Runner had about half the budget that they did. It kind of goes to show that the director of this did a really good job. His name is Wes Ball, and it seems like he kind of came out of nowhere. Really good job. I mean, where did this movie come from? And then while Thomas is out and about changing stuff, a girl gets sent to them. And this is an all-guy colony. So poor girl, she's obviously creeped out. And P.S., she actually looks just like Kristen Stewart. I actually thought it was Kristen Stewart at first, and I was like, wait a second. What is this movie? Anyway, she and Thomas kind of have like this slight we know each other chemistry, but we don't know how because we all had our memories erased. So they kind of have this bond, and she only seems to trust him. And for some reason that makes the creepy eyebrow guy upset because he's like, why will she only talk to you? Why are you so great? And it's like, whoa, calm down. Just because you've been in the wild forever and this is the first time you see a girl, just cool it, you know? And then you have this guy named Newt. I don't know what it is about him. I just liked him. He just seemed really cool. And then you have the Asian runner named Minnow. He just has that cool guy on this awesome runner. And then Chuck. Chuck and Thomas like kind of have this friendship bond going on where Chuck was like the nicest person to Thomas and would kind of bring him food and stuff when he'd get put in the little jail, prison, timeout place. I just wanted to hug him, like the whole time. I was like, come here, Chuck, you know? Anyway, I see why, for story purposes, that they had him killed off. But still, it was messed up. The only thing that I have to say negatively about this movie was its ending. It had twist after twist after twist. It kind of left me wondering, like, what in the world is going on? At the end, they finally get through the maze, and they're walking into what looks like this creepy, post-apocalyptic hallway. All these people are dead in this science lab, and then this video comes on of this lady explaining the sequel. And then she shoots herself. And then later she's alive? Kind of sick game, are you blind? And in this movie, they're trying so hard to protect the youngest, and his name is Chuck. And then Gally, the creepy eyebrows guy, just comes and shoots him. And then he dies too. What's up with that? What's that for an ending? The ending was just so disjointed and so much happened. I think it would have been so much better if all the boys ended up in the room, they don't have the lady speak to them, and then Gally comes and accidentally shoots Chuck, then the troops come and take him. End of movie. That's enough mystery to keep the audience coming back and wanting more. In the end, I thought this was a very well-directed movie. I thought it had a very talented cast. And out of the young adult novel-inspired dystopian teen dramas, say that 5 times fast, I'd say this one was pretty good. With that, I'm gonna give this movie a B. I'm just hoping they don't split the last movie into like 2 parts or 3 parts. Now, let me know what you think. Did you like the movie? Do you think this young adult books to movies is getting old or repetitive? Comment below and let me know. And I will be watching the Scorch Trials as soon as it comes out, so stay tuned for my review about that one. And if you want to keep seeing my stuff, hit the subscribe button.